Hey guys, welcome back. I'm sitting here in a dark Walmart parking lot. It's like 6:30 on a Sunday, and I just had to run in and get a couple things, and I thought, while it's slow and there's not too many people around, I could probably go into Walmart and record without feeling like a fool. And I'll bring you with me, and I'm just going to basically show you each aisle that I go down, what preps I like to get on each aisle, what are my favorites and what I suggest for prepping, because again, there are a lot of new preppers. There's a lot of people seeing what's happening in the world and not feeling so safe and not feeling so good about it, and they just want to be prepared. The number one thing I think is food and water, of course. So that's something I focus on in a lot of my videos. If you're a new prepper, come into Walmart with me and hang out for a little bit, and I'll show you what preps I suggest and my favorite preps. So we're gonna go ahead and skip past all the healthy stuff here. Basically all the outer aisles where all the nutritionists would say to shop instead of the inner aisles. We're going against that and we're gonna go to the inner aisles. Here's the first aisle. Okay, of course we have all our fruits and veggies. Feel free to grab whatever ones you like. These are definitely good preps. I personally really like these potatoes. You can make all sorts of stuff with them. That's just one of my favorite preps. Okay, I was strolling by and I saw this and it just piqued my interest. Dried sweet corn. Toasted dried sweet corn. Never heard of it in my life. I don't know exactly what you would do with it, but it's literally just dried sweet corn, and it has a Best By date of February of 2027, so that's really good. If you could find a way to maybe can this, this might be a good thing to put back. I'm not going to try it this time though, because I have no idea what to do with it. Alright, so you have some beans, you have some greens. I like the black-eyed peas, and I like these. Where are they? Not those ones. These seasoned collard greens. And then, yeah, that's about it. I mean, I like a bunch of this stuff. I'm just saying what's my favorite. Get some mushrooms. Artichoke hearts are actually pretty good canned. And on this same aisle there's lots of seasoning mixes, and I think this is a good thing to have on hand just to season and flavor some pretty plain preps that you might have, like especially the gravies, turkey gravy, any of these kind of gravies, your peppered gravies. It just kind of makes bland preps taste better. And you can even get these like roast seasonings to add to like canned pork roast and that kind of thing. But yeah, I think seasonings are definitely a good prep to have. All these condiments and stuff, yes, people stock up on those, but they don't last too long, so I don't keep too many of them on hand. And then my next aisle is going to be pasta sauce. This is an aisle that I like to heavily stock up on. First you have your regular canned tomatoes and stuff. I love the Italian style diced tomatoes, the ones that have some seasoning in it. These Chef Boyardee things are definitely like a pot of gold for preppers. Canned pasta, not good for you, but definitely a good prep to have on hand, in my opinion. And these Knorr rice sides are awesome. You can add all sorts of stuff to it, add meat, add vegetables. And of course all your pasta sauces. The glass jars are good because they don't rust out. The cans, of course, your pasta, all your different types of pasta. One thing that I like to look for in particular is the thinner spaghetti, which I can't find it. Vermicelli. The thinner the spaghetti, the faster it cooks if you're having to boil water on like a gas stove or over a fire or something. And then over here, all the different canned beans. Yes, you can buy beans dry, but it is nice to just have them prepared and ready to eat. And these are my absolute favorite. Put some of these over rice. You don't need to season it, but I'd extra Creole seasoning. All the different beans. Next aisle has the rice and Hispanic foods. Again, here you can find some more beans and stuff. These seasoning packets are awesome. They're inexpensive and they have a very long shelf life, and it's powdered. Don't forget about your canned fish, your salmon, your tuna. If you like all the stuff that I don't like sardines, you can grab some of that. Some little shrimp. These things to me are way too expensive, these pre-packaged ones, so I just buy my own tuna in a can and flavor it. I think that's kind of a rip-off. And then my absolute favorite is this canned chicken. It was cheaper back in the day and it went up to $9.98. Thankfully it's been about that price for a year or so, so not too terrible. It's still better priced than Sam's Club, but I love that. This pork and barbecue sauce by Castleberry's is really good. This pulled pork, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of it. I do have quite a few cans of it, but the pork and barbecue sauce by Castleberry's is much better. This roast beef in a can, love it. You can add this to your hamburger helper. You can add it to pasta. You can add it to chili. Lots of good things you can do with that. And then my favorite, Spam. Yep, I'm a weirdo. I guess I was born to be a prepper because I just love Spam. And I usually go for the Great Value luncheon meat one because to me it tastes better, if not exactly the same as Spam that you pay a lot more for. This diced ham is also really good. You can add it to omelets, you can add it to soups. Tons of stuff you can do with that. What else? Oh goodness, I tried this. I do not like it at all, and I still have 3 cans left. Thankfully I didn't load up too much on it, but the consistency is weird. It's kind of like it actually reminds me of potted meat. Like, it's not solid sausage patties. It reminds me of potted meat. It's kind of soft and mushy, which potted meat has its own, you know, things that you can use it for. When I bought this though, it looked like sausage patties and it was very deceiving. These instant mashed potatoes are awesome because they don't have anything but, I'm sure, some preservatives too, but it's dehydrated mashed potatoes. You can store these long term in Mylar bags, so that's a good one. I do have some of these stovetop stuffing mixes in my preps, and then quite a few of these as well. These don't store long term though because they have oils in them. Any of these flavored ones, although they are amazing, Idahoan is my favorite instant mashed potato, they just don't store as long as the boxed instant mashed potatoes because of all the extra ingredients. Oh, I'm just having a heyday here. Okay, this Libby's country sausage gravy I love. I tried the Walmart brand of the same thing. I just wasn't as happy with it, so I'll pay 69 cents more to get the Libby's. Also, another thing I love to prep is these Hungry Jack potatoes. There are just preservatives and potatoes, so you can pack these up long term in Mylar bags. All sorts of awesome things that you can do with that. I know I keep saying that. There's all sorts of awesome things that you can do with all of these preps. On the other side here, we have some canned refried beans, which I'll eat every once in a while. I'm not like the biggest fan of. If you need like your diced chilies and stuff to put in your preps. Flour tortillas won't last too long. You can get some salsas. And then of course, the beans and the rice. I buy beans and I have a good stockpile of them, but if I were to say like what's my favorite prep, beans wouldn't be my favorite prep, not dried beans at least. But you can get all the different types here. You can get some lentils, and then we do have the long grain rice, which it looks like they are out of the, this is the big 20-pound bag of the Great Value long grain. They're out of that. Maybe people are catching on. It's just the more expensive ones left. My favorite rice though is the jasmine rice. It has a great flavor, so if you're going to be eating something bland like rice, it might as well have a good flavor to it. Over here, just some seasonings. I don't see anything that's like super preppy to get here. I love these actually. My favorite is the Zatarain's brand, but I don't see it in this section. Okay, now we have soup, sugar, spices. This is another good aisle. This is the aisle with all the oils, and yes, you should have some cooking oil, but it can go rancid over time. If you want something that's gonna last a bit longer, coconut oil has a longer shelf life than the other oils. And if you get the, where is it, refined coconut oil, it does not taste so coconutty. The unrefined one is gonna taste a lot more like coconut. For cooking, I use the refined. Up here in the soup aisle above the broths and these Lipton soup mixes, you have your Bear Creek soup. A lot of people ask me where I found those, and it's right next to your soups at your Walmart, but it's usually pretty high up on the shelf. Those are awesome. And then of course, all the soups. Prepper staple, you have your chunky soups and all the different flavors. Good, I guess, well-balanced meal, I would say. A lot of people have been saying lately that there's something on the label now that says it has genetically modified ingredients in it. I'm gonna find one of these labels that says that, and I just want to let you know, guys, anything that comes in a can like this, unless you are buying a can of soup that is about $5, is going to have genetically modified ingredients in it. And of course, you know, I think that people should eat as healthy as they possibly can, but don't let that scare you when you're prepping, and not put stuff back just because it said it has genetically modified ingredients in it. It has for years. They have almost always, as far back as I can remember, had GMOs in them. They just required labeling as of earlier this year. It's a law that was put into place. So if you see that, don't scare yourself out of getting it. Okay, so again, here's the, vinegars. Okay, apple cider vinegar. This stuff is amazing. All sorts of health benefits. This Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar. White vinegar for cleaning. That's definitely something you need to have in your preps, and it has a good long life. Okay, back to the oils. Like I said, they will go rancid over time, any of these like seed oils, so you don't want to stock up too heavily on them. But your actual shortening, where is it? Like Crisco, this stuff has a longer shelf life apparently, so you can stock up on some of that. You can make candles out of Crisco and all sorts of other things. Don't buy these. Of course, you got to have some flour so you can bake your bread and for whatever recipes you might need it for. Baking soda, another good thing to have. And of course your yeast for making bread. I guess they're all out of the small ones, the little 1 ounce packets. All they have is these bigger ones, but that's fine. If it is getting close to whatever Best By date they have on there, you can stick it in your freezer and it'll last almost forever. And then sugar. I put some sugar in a Mylar bag just because I wanted to test the theory. Everyone said that if you put it in a Mylar bag with oxygen absorbers, it would turn into a brick, and I just wanted to be a rebel and test it, so I did. So I'm going to be opening that soon, and I'll show you guys in a video. Here's all your top ramen, which is high in MSG and everything else that's bad for you, but a good prep to have because it's almost like pre-cooked. It cooks super, super fast. And then chilies. I do like, actually, as far as Walmart goes, I like the chili with no beans. Where is it? Great value chili with no beans. I actually don't mind it, but most people really, really like the Wolf brand chili. Hormel, I don't know, not the greatest. I tried, here's like one that people love, that with the Angus beef. It is pricier, but if you're gonna like it more, you might as well get what you like. I've never seen this brand before. Derby tamales, but I have bought the Hormel tamales, the chicken one here. And when I opened the can, it was surprising. I didn't know what I was looking at. Each of these tamales is in sauce, but it's also wrapped in paper. So if you ever buy this, keep in mind to remove the paper. Don't eat that. It's not just a hard tamale. They're okay. You do have to kind of season them with some salsa and some sour cream and cheese maybe, but they're not bad for tamales in a can. And then spices. I am a huge fan of spices. Some people think they can just eat beans and rice forever if things get bad, but you want to have good seasonings. Most important seasoning, I would say, is going to be your salt. You do need iodine in your diet, so iodized salt is good. I like the pink Himalayan salt personally just because it's more flavorful, and I have to have pepper and garlic, and I think I could live with those seasonings for the rest of my life. These Jiffy mixes are something that I really love. The corn muffin mix, and I tried their buttermilk biscuit mix. That's also really good. And they have somewhere a pie crust mix. I don't know where that is. But these, okay, so that has a Best By date of December 2023. I have eaten these probably 8 months after the Best By date and just added an extra pinch of baking soda, and they were just fine. If it smells funny, don't eat it. More baking stuff and coffee. I am not really a coffee person, to be honest. I guess if you are a coffee person, you can go for these instant coffee type things. Just in case there's a grid down situation, you don't have like your actual percolating coffee machine, you can make some instant coffee if you need that to satisfy your addiction. Okay, in the baking section we have the evaporated milk, which I could keep a good stock of, and then the non-fat dry milk, which you can actually put in Mylar bags. I think that's about it. You have some pie filling down here, and then your Jiffy pie crust mix that I told you about. I actually have some Jellos in my stockpile because I thought it would be easy to make and a good morale booster. If you're a canner, get your Sure Gel here. Not very much I will get down this aisle. This is the cereal aisle, except for maybe some instant grits, the plain ones here. A lot of this stuff you can stock up for short term, which you should have your short term too, but oats, definitely something I like to stock up, and you can store that long term in Mylar bags. The rest of this, I kind of skipped down this aisle. Okay, so, oh, here we go. Honey, definitely a good prep. If you can find some local raw honey, that's awesome. The jams are okay, like preserves and jams. I don't know so much about the jelly, but, and of course, got to have your peanut butter. I don't know what brand everybody likes. People are very particular about peanut butter. I like the organic kind. And then the rest of this aisle is just absolute garbage. Okay, this is all the snack type stuff. Most of this is probably going to be garbage as well, but there's one thing I do want to show you down here. Okay, get yourself some popcorn kernels and learn how to cook popcorn on the stove or over a fire, and you will absolutely love it. It tastes delicious, just the freshness and the crispness of it. But I think that's probably the only thing I'm gonna say down this aisle that you should be prepping. Actually, I take that back. Look at these ginormous cans of green beans. If you have a big family, I would not get these if you have a small family. But if you have a big family or mag, those are something you can prep. And look at this. Augustin Farms 48-hour emergency food supply at Walmart. 25 bucks. Price isn't bad at all, actually. Okay. We have our canned fruits and then some more snacks and stuff. Whatever kind of fruits you like, just keep in mind that things like the pineapples, over time, the acidity of them tends to break down the can liner, and those could cause you problems if you're not cycling through them. I personally really like pears. Pears, I think, are about the only canned fruit that I like. I'm not a huge fruit person, to be honest. I like vegetables and savory food more. Don't buy these ones. Don't buy these little snack ones. Buy the ones in the cans. And then I'm just going to scroll past all this. I buy a lot of saltines just because my son likes to snack on them. Not necessarily a prep, though. Okay, drinks and drink mixes and candy. Oh my gosh, what is this? Sorry, but that looks horrible. I do like to have drink mixes on hand. The Gatorades are good if you need to, boost your electrolytes. Grab a couple of these things to put in your bug out bag. The little ones that you just add to the small bottles of water. And then a prepper favorite, Tang. And I love the Country Time lemonades. It's just to have something to flavor your water. If you're used to having sodas and juices and stuff and you're in a bad situation, just to give you that boost of energy and morale, really, to have a flavored drink. And then the rest of this aisle, nothing really good. You can't store nuts long term, so don't even try to store peanuts or anything long term. They're just gonna go rancid. Raisins, I think, are the same. Beef jerky is the same. It's good to have these kind of things to throw in your bug out bag, though. Just make sure you're going through them often, because they're gonna go bad on you and start to grow mold. I'm getting a few weird looks in here, guys, but I'm doing it for you. Okay, one of the number one preps for sure, water. Bottled water. I don't have water filters here that I know of, so just your regular purified drinking water. If you're going to be buying big gallon jugs like this, these ones do crack and break over time. I learned from experience. Thankfully, I caught it in time. But these will just break down. They're just not very strong. So get these clear type Crystal Geyser ones. You're going to pay maybe 10-20 cents more for them, but the plastic bottle is designed to hold up a lot longer. It's just like juices, Capri Sun type stuff. I don't know if I would really prep any of this stuff, but if you do prep anything at all, I've been buying apple juice lately, merely for the pectin in it, just in case we have any kind of radiation disaster. Apple juice is what they gave people and the children after the Chernobyl incident. So you can look that up, apple pectin in Chernobyl. They just redid our whole Walmart, so I'm kind of lost. I don't know where anything is at, and I never come in anymore. I do the Walmart pickup. But definitely dog food. Oh, if you have a dog, of course. Your bags like this will go rancid a little bit quicker, but I grab these canned ones. I probably have, I want to say, half a year. Probably about half a year's worth for Obi of the canned dog food because it lasts longer. I don't want to go through all the non-food preps, but just the essentials like paper towels, toilet paper in case we have another great toilet paper catastrophe. You want to have paper plates in case you're not able to wash dishes. At least you can use those. And then your plasticware for the same reason. Plastic cups, that kind of thing. You don't want to be having to wash dishes with your drinking water if there's a situation where there is no tap water. Foil. Where's all the foil? Am I in the wrong aisle? Oh, there's just not very much of it. Okay, foil, another good thing. Might as well stock up now on the Lysol cleaning type stuff, you know, because they are planning the next one. It's coming, and all this stuff is going to be gone. And then bleach. They're stocking up. It's really loud. Just plain old Clorox bleach. Do not get the scented. Do not get the low splash. That's not going to work for disinfecting your water. And then just have a good stock of all your normal household stuff that you need. Laundry detergent, dish soap. Just keep that stuff stocked up. And I think that's about it. I do have to head out of here because I was just supposed to come in and leave real quick and grab one thing. And the longer I stay, the higher chance I have of grabbing other stuff.